This is for the Math 98 instructors. It's a little bit confusing, but I do have an option here for you for the students to request extra time on their homework. Basically, it's kind of annoying in Moodle to program in extra time for a student, especially since each week we've got multiple quizzes. So the first thing you would need to set up here is to go into the homework quiz and edit the settings, and so within the settings I have the due date set here, but then if you go over to overrides, you can add a user override, no, a group override. And I have not updated these for this term, but what I would need to do is to change this. So if week 1 homework was due on October 6th, then I would change this to be a week later. So October 13th, 2024, and that would be the new settings for if we add them to this group, and the group is called week 1 due date extension. So now I need to go back and do the same thing for the other quiz. So I go here, edit the settings, and again this is due October 6th, but I want to create an override. And see, the other way is to just simply give a user override for every single student. But if you do group override, then I can set this once. So October 13th, 2024, save. And now, let's say I've got 5 different students who request extra time on week 1 homework. All I have to do is go back into the course, and under participants I would add those 5 students to a group. And so this is my group, week 1 due date extension, and then I would add and remove, and again this doesn't have any students in it, but you would add 5 students to that group, and then the override applies to them. So it's a little bit complicated, but this is the system I devised after many terms of adding multiple students and giving them different due dates, and it's just kind of annoying. So I have these groups set up, and then when anyone wants extra time, I just add them to the group. And sometimes they just email me directly, but then I created this Google form. So the Google form is an automatic way for them to request extra time. So let's say it's week 1 and a student requests more time, and then they just submit this. So the way I've got this set up right now, this due date extension request comes to me, and I've been receiving the requests from your students, and you're not seeing them. So if you want to use this, great, you need to set it up for yourself. So right now it's set up to notify me, and I'm going to show you how to A, view the results, and B, make your own copy of this. So the first thing I'm going to do is click the edit this form, and once I do that, then I can modify these questions. I can view the responses, and this, if you go right in here, you can see that I'm getting some right now that are not my students. The other way you can view the responses is in a sheet, a Google Sheet. And so again, on October 6th, I received a request from one of your students asking for extra time, and somebody else needs to do this. So it's a nice summary of the students and which ones needed extra time, but we need to modify the settings. So the first thing I want you to do is go to the 3 dots and go to make a copy, And then this will be, I would recommend you put your name. So let's just say Jane's copy of a request for due date extension, Math 98, and then you make a copy. Now you want to put the link to this in your Moodle shell, so you click the send button and then copy the link. Go back into your course, edit the settings, and modify the link there. Excuse me. So that's one part. And then the other part is, okay, I'll just hit cancel for now. So then under responses, okay, you have no responses right now. I want you to make sure that you check this one so that you get a notification every time somebody completes it. And then once you get a notification, you know, okay, then I need to take that student and add them to that week's due date extension group. And once they're in the group, then that group override applies to them. So you can see it's pretty complicated, but once you have it set up, then it does make the process of giving students a little extra time a little bit more seamless. I hope this is helpful.